Was thinking through moments and, you know, thoughts and memories over the past, month. And one moment kind of summarized my awareness, my heightened awareness as to the magnitude of what was occurring, not just for us, but for our fans. I think it was the Sunday after game 2 of the ALCS. I was walking in a park with my dog and my brother after the game before heading to Seattle. Passed by, dozens of Blue Jays caps, sweaters, things you might not see in October. Got to the field where, we throw the ball to Cleo and adults playing catch, baseball catch, in the middle of the park. There was a mom, as we progressed, pitching to her son. The kid could rake, by the way, good hitter. Then I proceeded to leave the park and walked home and walked by driveways that were normally full of, after seeing it for 10 years, normally full of hockey nets and sticks and pucks, but had signs, Blue Jay parking only, only Blue Jay fans allowed. Porches that had Blue Jay flags flying. And as I, got closer to the house, I turned to my brother and just said, man, I don't think I've been fully aware as to what's going on. We've been flying cross country. We've been so absorbed in everything that had happened. There's a desire for me to remain here and a desire from Tony and Edward to keep me here. So I think we'll, likely work something out soon. You just can't recreate something identical. You've got to build off of what happened, which is a positive. Use that as a platform, but know that you have to plan to be better because it won't work exactly the same way next year as it worked this year.
You guys have had a payroll for the last couple of years that was already very high. Do you have the ability to go even higher this offseason because of the deep run you guys went on?
Yeah, I think that's yet to be determined. I think that starts with the work that Ross is leading our group through now, which is kind of understanding what potential roster building looks like and where the alternatives lie. What I think is clear is that we've had an unprecedented level of support, and I don't see that support going backwards at all. And there's a small part of me that knows that for Major League Baseball and for the game of baseball, that series was a good thing. It was an unbelievable heavyweight bout, of just two great teams, going back and forth, and any number of moments within that series could have tilted it the other way, not just one, not just a couple. So it was incredible. I think when you start to listen and read the comments that, I think we definitely created millions of new baseball fans in Canada, which I'm most interested in, but I think we created new baseball fans everywhere because that was compelling. It was compelling and hard not to watch.
There seemed to be a lot of people that were under the belief that Shane Bieber would have opted out of his player option for next year. And I think, obviously, it seems like it's a good thing for the Blue Jays that he decided to accept that player option. Was there any indication as to why he made that decision? You talked about the culture and the way the players love to be here. I'm wondering if that factored in, or is there contract negotiations?
I don't want to guess at his reasons because it happened, pretty quickly, and so I just know we're better for him having made that decision, and it's a great start to our offseason.
It wasn't the last out that we had envisioned, and I try to, as I feel the sting of that hangover that is lasting and still there, I just try to reflect on the good and think about the positive because there was plenty of it.
Could you update us on John Schneider and if there's been a change in his contract going forward?
Yeah, we have picked up the option. That was picked up previously, and he and I are talking about the potential of that being longer. Schneid's has been unbelievable. He is, a clear leader in this organization, really, really good at his job, and very proud to be working with him.
With Bieber, I'm sure you guys were very happy to hear the news that he accepted the player option, is coming back. That appears to only leave you with one spot left in the starting rotation. You've got some pending free agents with Bassett and Scherzer. You've got Eric Lauer under control. How do you look at that final spot in the rotation when they're kind of like you're balancing maybe looking elsewhere, but also looking at the guys that were already here and there's only so many spots?
It's a very well thought out question that you gave some time to, and we're doing the same. Right now. We have been working on that for some time, and we'll continue to do it, and I'd rather answer that for you after we've completed that work. But do feel good about the free agent market and the starting pitching area relative to most years. It's a little bit better seemingly, and we'll get to work on the trade front as well. Have started that somewhat, but we'll have a little bit better answer for you in the coming weeks. Shane was more than we could have possibly hoped for, and on a deep stretch coming off of that procedure was really remarkable what he accomplished. But speaking to his decision, I don't want to do, but we're very glad he made it.
What are your thoughts about bringing most of the same group back, seeing what happens?
Yeah, I mean, it's you open to that as an outcome. You have to constantly be thinking about getting better, and that is one way to think about carrying on what has already occurred and improving upon what was good. But you just have to be open to other ways to doing it.